Welcome back. This is the first video of my Linux beginners course, a starter of your Linux journey. Let's first find out learning objective of this video. First, we will discuss objective of this course, outline of this course, and then prerequisite for this course. After that, we will learn some history of Unix operating system and then history of Linux operating system. And then we will learn why we call Linux and some controversy of naming Linux and GNU Linux. After completing this course, you will definitely can differentiate between Windows, Linux and Unix operating system. Check permission, files and directories. Run command as superuser in CLI. Edit files and finally Ubuntu package management. Course outline will be Introduction to Linux, then Ubuntu Dashboard, then Ubuntu File System Organization, Introduction to CLI, Editing File and Search Patterns, and finally Ubuntu Package Management. Course Prerequisites: Basic knowledge on how a computer works. Now let's see some history of Unix operating system. In 1964, AT&T, Bell Labs, General Electric and MIT wanted to create a multitasking, multi-user operating system. Previous computers were single threading, one program at a time. The new operating system named Multix, which stands for Multixed Information and Computing Service. 4 years later, Bell Labs withdrew from this project since it was able to support only 3 to 4 concurrent users. The Multix system team at Bell Labs missed the collaborative environment of all working in the same room. Ken Thompson lost his game machine. Thompson found an old PDP-7 computer and moved his code over to that. The old Bell Labs Mutix group starting developing code for the PDP computer. This was the beginning of Unix operating system. Mr. Bryan named the OS Unix, Uniplexed Information and Computing Service. In 1 month, Ken Thompson built the core of Unix. Bell Labs management asked about the new toy. Thompson said they were building a text processing system. Management gave them a bigger computer. Unix was written in PDP-7 assembly. The group needed to transition the code from PDP-7 to the newer machine. The group decided to rewrite Unix in high level language B, but B was too slow because of interpreted behavior. Dennis Ritchie created a new high level language called C to rewrite Unix in. Because Unix was written in a high level language, it can be ported to other hardware platform. In 1970s, Bell Labs was not allowed to sell software. The team gave away copies of source code for free. Unix source code is still shared today in the form of Linux. Unix and C become popular because everyone could get it for free. The team created documentation to go with the code in the form of man pages. So that was the history of Unix operating system. Now let's see some of Linux. In 1991, while studying computer science at University of Helsinki, Linus Torvald began a project that later became the Linux kernel. He wrote the program specifically for the hardware he was using and independent of an operating system because he wanted to use the functions of this new PC with an 80386 processor. Development was done on Minix using GNU-C compiler. He eventually ended up writing an operating system kernel. On 21st August 1991, he was just a 21-year-old, announced the system. The name Linux. Linus Torvald had wanted to call this invention Freaks. Torvalds had already considered the name Linux, but initially dismissed it too egoistical. Mr. Lemke did not think that Freaks was a good name. He named the project Linux on the server without consulting Torvalds. Later, however, Torvalds consented to Linux. The name GNU/Linux. The designation Linux was initially used by Torvald only for the Linux kernel. The kernel was frequently used together with other software, especially that of GNU project. The Debian project began calling its product Debian GNU Linux. Thank you. That's all for this video. I hope you learned something new. If this video added some value, give this video a like, consider subscribing to the channel Educators, and share with those who are still using Windows operating system.